we good and are we live? Very well. Let us get started. All right. Yo, peoples! Kyush United 2 here to bring you yet another reaction to Solo Leveling. Welcome to the stream, Ju-hyun. Ju-hyun. I really hope that I said that right. I like to make sure that I pronounce people's names correctly. If my pronunciation was off, please correct me so I don't butcher it next time. But welcome to yet another Solo Leveling reaction stream. We're going to be checking out chapter 142. Now, we don't even need a recap because I pretty much brought it up during my last stream for Solo Leveling, where sure we saw Jin returning home and everything, but really the last half of chapter 141 focused on Andre speaking to Dong-soo, telling him, you're not allowed to go to the International Guild Conference. You're not allowed to go there. Matter of fact, you're not allowed to touch Sung Jin Woo at all. Matter of fact, you gonna stay over in a villa away from the conference, and you're gonna be under strict surveillance. Andre pretty much laid down the law, says you're not touching the guy whatsoever. And of course, seeing as how Dong-soo is holding such a grudge, he is upset. He is upset that he doesn't get a chance to go after Jin. But now we get to see what happens next. Chapter 142. Hagrid, what is going on, man? Hope you doing good today. You're Korean, just started watching this? Well, I hope that when I pronounce these names of all these different characters and everything, I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. That's all I can ask of anybody whenever they show up. Chapter 142. And here in the first panel, we have the American flag, we have the Chinese flag, the Italian flag. Whole bunch of different flags from different nationalities. What happened to my Demon Slayer reaction? Okay, so here's the thing, Karma. What happened to my Demon Slayer reaction? You suddenly just changed the time. Okay, here's the thing. I had uploaded my first reaction to Demon Slayer yesterday, the day before yesterday, but the intro that I edited into it got copyright claimed and blocked my original reaction video worldwide. It just completely blocked it everywhere. The reason why it came out so late was because I had to re-edit it, then wait for it to finish processing. Then I had to upload it, which took like 2 hours. So that's why my Demon Slayer reaction came out so late at night at like 12 something or around 12 or 1 is because I had to redo my whole setup for it and I had to re-edit everything and re-upload it at a later time. It would have been up sooner, but I was sleeping for work during that time while it was processing and everything. So apologies for that. I now know that I just can't do any more intros. I'm just going to have to just do it regular so that way I can get it to you guys within that same day of me saying so. So apologies for that, Karma. It was a copyright issue. One that I will not make again for the Demon Slayer series as I read through it. Don't even worry. But we got a whole bunch of flags here. The Italian flag. And we got a whole bunch of cars pulling up. So we're obviously here at the International Guild Conference right now. And we see a lot of people standing next to these cars that represent different nations that are congregating for this conference. USA. And there's a massively tall building here representing the United States. And we got 2 individuals walking in. I would like to say that one is the national level hunter for America. And a person who is walking with him, I guess his bodyguard or his aide, or this could just be a high-rank hunter. And oh, we got a brother. It's been a minute since I've seen like a dark-skinned dude around here. Well, other than the guy that was with Andre, who lost his tie in the bet, even though he never really bet. Why are there so many reporters? That Korean hunter everyone's talking about is scheduled to arrive today. Oh, he's coming? Representative Germany. Oh, well, I have to do this over again. Why are there so many reporters? That Korean hunter everyone's talking about is scheduled to arrive today. Oh, he's coming? Representative of Germany, Richter Guild, Lennart Nierman. Speak of the devil. He's right there. And we see Jin-Oh and Jin in the slickest looking coat, even though his clothes are always all black, so you can't see the detail on it, but you can make out the shape of it. Jin-Oh is there as the Vice Guild Master, and if you want to watch your video, try show leveling video. Don't understand what that means. But we got Jin and Jin-Oh and Woo here. It's nice that Woo decided to tag along with them. Should we go and exchange greetings? No harm in getting acquainted with a strong hunter. And then Leonard just walks over to him. But then all of a sudden, he just starts shivering all over his body. Aren't you going to speak to him? You don't see that? What? Does Leonard know that Jin can do the things he can do before he even approaches him? He doesn't summon his creatures from a different dimension, but has them around him at all times instead? Oh, he can sense that Jin has his entourage of shadows with him at all times. Before this dude even approaches Jin. Yes, because this one panel shows his shadow, but then the panel goes even lower and just shows the almost infinite number of eyes of all the soldiers and all the shadows that Jin has with him. He could even go to war with the USA with those numbers. And then Jin-Oh says, "Do you see someone you recognize, young Nim?" "No, but some foreigner is staring at me." "Your name is all over the news, so obviously you'll have plenty of fans. Maybe they want your autograph." "Anyway, why are you here, Chief Woo Jinjo?" And then, of course, this catches Woo by surprise, and he spits. "I'm here as Hunter Sung's bodyguard." Everyone, and both Jin-Oh and Woo know that Jin doesn't need a bodyguard, but he's there just, I guess, for appearance's sake. And Jin-Oh's all like, "Huh? What was that?" "Bodyguard for him." "Bodyguard? For who?" "I think those people are our escorts," says Jin, as they look forward, and they see... Is that Adam White? That looks like Adam White. "We were waiting for your arrival, Hunter Sung." Yeah, it is him. "Didn't you work for the Asian branch of the Bureau, Mr. White?" "Yes, I was." "Hey, Eric, what's going on? Reading through Solo Leveling." "Yes, I was until recently. Now I'm in charge of matters involving you, Hunter Sung. Your companions will be escorted to a hotel." "Jin-Oh, go first with Chief Woo." "Yes, young Nim." So I guess Jin is just going to be going with White for now. And then he just looks over in that direction. And then White looks in that direction and looks at Jin and says, "And could you come with us, Hunter Sung?" And then Jin thinks, "Is it about my father?" It's something that will most certainly be beneficial for you, Hunter Sung. Remember when we thought Jun Chio was powerful? Good times. Yeah, we thought that this dude was just straight powerful, and now that Jin has risen to that level, power scaling for people we thought were powerful has gone down considerably. I remember those times when I was a young babe in solo leveling and I had no idea what I was getting into. But these chapters have been good, though. But going back to Adam White, let's continue on. We're doing a good pace so far. It's something that will most certainly be beneficial for you, Hunter Sung, he says with a slight bead of sweat off to the side. I've already explained to you what the U.S. Hunter Bureau thinks of you, haven't I? Is the subject matter a secret? Some of the topics would fall under the top secret category, yes. Where are we going? We're on our way to the Hunter Bureau's headquarters, and Jin is just chilling in a limousine riding with White. The Hunter Bureau. Frankly, we are currently under serious pressure. Hunter Christopher was one of the pillars of the United States' strength, and now that he's dead, we are desperately trying to fill in the void he left. Things are still quiet because his death is not yet public, but we will soon begin to do everything in our power to find a hunter who could replace him. And am I one of your candidates? And then White just nods a little bit. And then he says, as you are also well aware, the value of a rune stone is proportional to the power of the monster the stone was extracted from. And it remembers back to the super powerful dragon that was ravaging the world many years ago that White actually showed Jin, including the rune stone that was with him as well. The worst calamity in the history of mankind, the raid everyone wants to forget about. Dragon Kamish. We're looking for a new owner of the rune stone extracted from the dragon. Ooh, do we get more exposition on what this rune stone could actually do? Because this is a rune stone belonging to a monster that was described as a calamity. Can you imagine the power? What do you think of our new offer? Because remember, they tried to offer this to him last time. The photos. Can you go back, please? Pardon me? I want to see the photo before this one. You mean the body of Kamish's body? You mean the photo of Kamish's body? Has the U.S. been storing the corpse of Kamish? Yes, we have. Where is this? Let's go there first. What? I've been willing to give up my time for the Hunter Bureau. Surely I have the right to ask this much. Jin knows something's up. The extent of my knowledge is only what the higher-ups allowed me. Even I do not know where the corpse of Kamish is stored. However, if it was your request, I believe they'd be happy to oblige. May I ask you to wait while I make the report? We'll both have to wait, so we might as well go and wait there together. Jin is not taking no for an answer. Well, we might as well go there at the same time, so let's do this. And White's all like, dude, you're pouring the pressure on, man. Just there's a lot of paperwork, okay? There's a lot of I's and T's that I need to dot and cross. Just give me a moment. And then we see another individual. I wonder who this is. So you're saying Hunter Sung is here right now? Oh, is this the Guildmaster? And the rune stone, did he say anything about it? No, sir. He hasn't said anything about the rune stone all day. Huh. My goodness. So all he really wants is to look at the corpse? I'm going to need to discuss this with the deputy director first. Could you wait outside? Very well, sir. Do you have any idea of why he wants to look at Kamish's body? I couldn't say. Well, one thing we can be sure of is that he is not a tourist. The value of a skill is unimaginable. Top hunters are more than happy to spend a large sum of money to purchase rune stones. A skill is a hunter's power, and power is equal to a hunter's survival. And yet, if he would rather see the corpse, it may mean he could attain something more valuable than a skill. What's his ability limited? Wasn't his ability limited to monsters he killed himself? Wait. What if he could create summons out of corpses of monsters that died a long time ago to someone else's hands? My God. He's planning to make Kamish one of his summons! And it's... A what? Is that what Jin plans to do? Don't answer that question. It's rhetorical. Jin is just sitting there, and you see this field, the purple field of energy around him. But did they figure out what Jin actually wants to do? Does Jin want to... Bruh, you can't just replace Kaisel like that. Kaisel's a good dragon. Don't replace Kaisel with a Calamity level 1, even though it would be far more powerful. At the same time, Kaisel's been a good mount. We haven't seen Kaisel in a little bit. When's he going to start using his dragon again? It's been a minute. What? If that is true, it cannot happen. An individual must not be allowed to wield that much power. But, sir, if we deny his request, it may be difficult to maintain an amicable relationship with him. All right. I will escort him myself. This might be a good opportunity to have a look at his ability myself. Yo, so is a U.S. guild master going to travel with Jin to see what he's going to do there? And now we're at an elevator now. And for those wondering why I don't show images during my live streams when I'm reading Solo Leveling, copyright reasons, and I would like to very much continue streaming without any strikes on my channel. Them's the breaks. If you're looking for images up on this channel, you ain't gonna find them. That's all I got to say about that, just in case anyone's wondering. I wish to speak to you in a more relaxed context, but I suppose this is what you would prefer. And there's someone translating what the Guildmaster is saying to Jin. I can't believe they built the Hunters Bureau's HQ on the spot Kamish was defeated. This way, please. And Jin is being escorted to the body of Kamish. And then Jin says, there's magical energy in the air. As the U.S. Guildmaster starts to key in the code in order to get in there. If there are residues of its energy after 8 years had passed, I wonder how powerful it will be once it's turned into a soldier. And then they enter into the room. And there Jin stands before the runestone and the bones of Kamish. It managed to kill hundreds of elite hunters. And they continue to translate for Jin. It was only defeated by the 5 remaining National Authority hunters. Its body has been perfectly preserved since its death. All of the electricity used in this building is provided by Kamish's magic crystal. Wow, a magic crystal from this dragon has been powering this entire building for the past 8 years. That's power. Are you satisfied now, Hunter Sung? And then Jin starts to step forward. And then he says, please step back. Are you sure about this, sir? It's fine. I already allowed it. Then Jin starts to walk towards Kamish as we hear the Guildmaster say, let's all watch what's about to unfold. Then Jin puts his hand on the glass that's preserving Kamish's body. Because it's not just sitting out in the open. It's in an enclosure. Airtight enclosure in order to perfectly preserve the body. Then Jin just says, arise. And then there's a massive shockwave of energy that comes out. Shadow extraction failed. I knew it was going to fail. I knew it was going to fail the first time he did it. 2 more attempts remaining. Then Jin just looks on, closes his eyes, blows a breath out, and does it again. Arise. Another blast of energy as shadows start to envelop the body of Kamish. And yo! Oh my goodness! The man did it! 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 The man has raised Kamish the Calamity as his own shadow! Ooh! There we go! Your boy done got so much more powerful now. This man literally just raised an all-powerful Calamity level monster that killed hundreds of elite hunters, and it took 5 National Authority hunters to bring it down. Jin comes down, and on the second try, he raises his own shadow of Kamish. Yo! And that's the end of the chapter. It ends with Jin raising Kamish All it shows in the last panel is just the shadowy shape of Kamish coming out of its original body, eyes glowing with purplish flames, and then it roaring out loud as it raises from its original corpse in black and purple majesty. It absolutely looks amazing. How powerful is this thing? Don't tell me because I want to find out. Yo, Jin literally just raised quite possibly the most powerful summon ever. This thing is possibly a lot more powerful than even Beru. If it is or if it isn't, don't tell me. I want to find out. I want to see it for myself. So thank you for no one spoiling anything in chat. I really, really do appreciate that. It really does help me keep my reactions genuine for you. I pride myself on giving you guys reactions to things I have no idea about so that my reactions to it are genuine and true. So I really do thank you for not spoiling this moment for me because, oh my goodness, Jin has a giant dragon! More powerful than Kaizel! This brother right here. Now no one can even 1v1 him. Well, I mean humans. Well, still, I don't. Oh my goodness. Jin has this. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. Ooh! There's so many things popping up in my head, but I don't want to bring up theories that could possibly lead into any spoilers for those of you who read the light novel. Like I said, for those of you who read the light novel, please don't say anything about it, because I want to see how the story unfolds as the chapters unfold. But I gotta say, if people didn't think that Jin was a force to be reckoned with, now, well, if they didn't think he was a force to be reckoned with back then, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with now. Imagine riding that dragon to battle. Oh, what is the closest I can think of a dragon in that size? This dragon is quite possibly the size of Smaug or larger than Smaug from the Lord of the Rings series. But I dare say that this dragon could be even more powerful than Smaug. But imagine riding that dragon to battle. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? You have an army in front of you. And you think you winning. And you're facing off against Jin. And then Jin just says, Kamish, arise. And you see this gigantic multi-horned black dragon rise out of the ground. Literally, this dude, Kamish, is literally the Drogon of this series. When you see Drogon in Game of Thrones flying anywhere, it's all like, okay, this is going to be a bad time for whoever is on the receiving end of this dragon. That is what Kamish is. Imagine Kamish coming out of the clouds. Literally the clouds parting as he's just flying through the air. Literally blocking out light because he's that big and he's just flying down. I don't know how big he is in comparison to other people. Actually, hold on. The dragon can probably beat S-rankers with just his wings flapping. Okay, hold on. Because there was a panel where you got to see Kamish in a flashback and you got to see how big he was. I'm going to see just how big he is in this panel because there is a panel. Where is it? Okay, so Dragon Kamish right here. Now, I can't see any buildings in comparison to his size when White was talking about Dragon Kamish, but it is massive. The fact that Jin just raised the dragon, that was part of a raid that everyone wants to forget. The worst calamity in the history of mankind is what White calls it. And Jin just added it to his collection like, boop, I'm going to take it for myself. Makes me wonder where the previous Shadow Monarch's commanders are. He literally just had fodder for soldiers. I mean, that's how the Star Wars Empire functions. It doesn't need too many big commanders. If you have enough stormtroopers, then you can pretty much just overwhelm people. Same thing goes for battle droids for the CIS. So, for all we know, the Shadow Monarch could have just been using, fodder just to overwhelm his enemies rather than just have commanders that directly answer to him and those he would trust to do like certain tasks or anything. Still, I think he needs to get stronger since the other monarchs one shot the National Hunter with a spark of on him giving extra power. I feel like even though he has Kamish, that does not necessarily mean that Jin is just untouchable now. Because, I mean, none of those summons mean anything if Jin just suffers too much damage and he can't heal from it whatsoever. I mean, he has a lot of physical damage reduction, but he's not invulnerable. So even no matter how strong his summons are, if he himself is not strong, then his summons ain't gonna matter. So in comparison to these monarchs that killed Christopher Reed, specifically the three, Jin has to get a lot more powerful in the future. Because what if he runs into a situation where he has to face off against multiple monarchs at once? Sure, he's good with 1v1, but when it comes to multiple people going up against him at once who are in similar or greater strength than him, he needs to get a lot more powerful, and he can't just always rely on his summons. To humans, he's untouchable. Yes, to regular humans. But when it comes to people who are in comparison to his power, and where it comes to people who can match his strength or surpass his strength, he needs more than that. So even though he has Kamish now, which is quite scary when you think about it, when this man literally just showed up in the US and just raised the literal biggest calamity that mankind has ever seen on his first trip to the United States. Kamish is going to be a higher rank than Beru. That much I pretty much surmise. Jin Woo riding on Kamish while Igris riding on the other dragon. Yo, that would be so sick. And Igris does have the Demon King longsword. So can you imagine Igris having Kaisel as his own oh my goodness. Igris just got a lot more epic now. The dude was already flawlessly awesome with his brand new lightning strike longsword, but imagine him riding with that. He essentially takes the place of Baran riding on Kaisel now with the longsword and the dragon. And yo, this is that's hot. I'm excited because I cannot wait to see what the battles are going to be like. Wonder how strong his dad is compared to Jin. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the light novel goes into that, but I don't want to know that. I want to find out when the chapter hits itself. But overall, this was an amazing chapter. It got me out of my chair, which makes it an automatic, I want to say, actually, you know what? I'm calling it now. This is a 10 out of 10 chapter. The very first time Jin visits the United States, he raises the most powerful creature that the United States has ever seen and has kept under wraps for 8 years. Literally, the strength of this creature is so much that one magic crystal has managed to keep the lights on underneath the United States Hunter Bureau all this time. That's how powerful a magic crystal from this monster is. And the first time Jin goes to the US, he raises it and just adds it to his collection. Much to the surprise and chagrin of pretty much the head of the guild, head of the Hunters Bureau as well. He's all like, we can't possibly let someone get their hands on something that powerful. I'll go there myself. He goes there with Jin, and Jin raises Kamish just like that. So what's gonna happen to Jin? Because they already... I forgot he couldn't raise the Monarch of the Giants, right? Right. Since this was actually explained, that Legia actually explained it to us. You can't raise me. Even if you kill me, monarchs are spiritual beings. which means that even if you destroy their physical bodies, you can't have their spirits, which is what Jin needs in order to raise them. And because otherwise Jin would have been able to raise Legia after he killed them. But monarchs are the only ones immune from this. Monarchs and the rulers are the only ones immune from Jin's shadow extraction. They're the only ones immune to it. Every other monster and every other person. So his dad beat Huang Dong-su with ease and destroyed the building that they were in. I remember that chapter. I remember reading that chapter. And then Dong-su was questioning Jin's dad. And the moment they both started to charge up energy, we see
2 hours later.
We see the building destroyed. Dong-su buried underneath rubble. This is just like, we know Jin's dad is stronger than Dong-su because he effortlessly beat him and he's now out there on the run somewhere. We don't know where. But his dad obviously has to be stronger than Jin, but to what extent, we don't know. His dad seems to be at least Jin's level on that Ant Island raid. Maybe he can after leveling it. I just remembered. I wonder if Kamish is gonna be. I wonder if he's even gonna name his shadow Kamish. What if he names it something else? If Sung was an evil man, imagine him killing S ranks and national, making them his shadows and killing everyone. See, that's the thing that people. That's one of the things that people fear about Jin's power. The fact that the better he gets with his power, the more potent he becomes with it, and the more less likely shadows are able to resist him. It is scary because that means that other than the rulers and monarchs, Jin can basically raise anyone as long as he extracts their shadows. And he was able to raise Hyung, what is his name? He was something. The healer guy that was friends with Bayek. I forget his name. His name was Hunter Mingyu. No, not Hunter Mingyu. The famous healer S rank hunter. I forget his name that Jin raised in order to heal all the people and then released his shadow so that he didn't have it under his control and insult the memory of Bayek's friend. I forget his name. Someone will remind me. But it's possible for Jin to just raise S ranks. It's pretty much possible. We've already seen that during the Jeju Island raid. So, Byung-yu. Thank you, Hagrid. Byung-yu. I knew it was something. Byung something, but thank you, Hagrid. Thank you. But from the example of him raising Byung-gu, he can clearly raise S ranks. So imagine if Jin was the malevolent type with this power. He could basically start taking over Korea if he wanted. Min Byung-gu, I think. Yes, I think that's it. Thank you, Hagrid. Once again, thank you. But just be thankful. A rank, S rank, the healer. Wasn't he S rank? I believe he was S rank. He was known as the number 1 S rank healer, Min Byung-gu. Yes, there it is. I think wasn't he the number 1 S rank healer hunter of Korea? If I'm wrong? Yeah, I know he can, but how scary his power is. It really is. Even the ghost of Hunter Byung-gu warned Cha Hae-in that please warn Hunter Sung Jin Woo about his power. Warn him about his own power. Literally, Jin is scary, okay? But the thing is that keeps him from going over that edge to that malevolent evil side is the fact that he still has managed to keep his humanity. With all this power, he has still managed to keep his sanity, his humanity. He still has emotions. He still behaves normally. Dude, you read the light novel and the only thing I'll say is solo leveling is crazy. Andre, thank you for not putting any spoilers because I am looking forward to what these chapters are going to hold. I'll read the light novel when I'm done with the chapters. All of them. All of them. But still, he was the only S-rank hunter in Korea. Okay, thank you, Kevin Spencer. But I can't wait to see where these chapters go. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer because I'm just going to be fanning over Jin again if I just continue. So I'm going to call it a session here for today, but I just want to say that, solo leveling is getting so good right now, and I cannot wait for the next chapter. Oh my goodness. What is the United States gonna feel when they find out that Jin just raised his own personal Kamish and he's just rolling up everywhere? I mean, do you remember that after he got the Black Heart, he wasn't supposed to keep his mind? Also, the name is Matthew in Romanian. Ooh, sweet. Matthew. Ooh, that's a unique way to spell it that way. We usually see it as you typed in there with 2 T's, an H, an E, and a W, but the way you have it spelled right there for your name, that's really unique, man. That's real sweet. But yeah, going back to that, he was essentially supposed to leave his mind when the architect set him up with getting the Black Heart and everything. He was supposed to lose his mind. But he didn't. That's what makes Jin scary. He was not taken over by this Black Heart that gave him 100,000 MP. He was supposed to lose his mind, but he didn't. And now Jin can use that power however he likes. But the thing that does it for me for Jin is the fact that he's still a family man. He still cares. He still cares greatly for his mom and his sister. He has a lot. It seems he has some respect for his dad because the moment Adam White tried to insinuate that his dad was involved in the murder of Christopher Reed, it got White choked and said that if you're lying, you are not getting off this plane alive. So he obviously has a lot of respect for his dad. But I have a lot of respect for Jin due to the fact that even though he has all this power, he's not letting it go to his head to the point where he develops an ego. Sure, he can be a little bit cocky here and there, but there's still some humility behind his actions. He literally goes behind Jin-Oh and heals his dad of the eternal slumber and gives it to him as an early birthday present. That's selfless right there. Even though he had a limited number of vials left, he selflessly healed his dad so that he wouldn't be without him because, I mean, Jin knows all about losing a parent to the eternal sleep. I mean, his mom was before he got all the materials necessary to make the vials necessary to actually heal her. So, Jin's all right in my book, and I'm glad he's on our side. If they go after his dad, he will probably kill anyone who tries. Arion, I was speaking about this, I want to say about 2 chapters ago, about like what's going to happen during the guild conference if they decide to go after Jin's dad. Not only is Jin an anomaly among the monarchs and the rulers, because Jin was pretty much not supposed to have the power he has, and so that means that he's like different. That means he's different in amongst the monarchs, and you can't really count on them as allies. But not only are the rulers and the monarchs people that could go up against him, but if the guild conference decides to go after Jin's dad, he's looking at going up against every other guild that goes after his dad. So that his amount of allies is small, but his amount of enemies just continues to rise if such a thing were to happen. I don't want to go further into that because I want to find out on my own. But all I can say for everyone here, 39 minutes, it's going to be 40 by the time I do this outro. I just want to say, everyone, thank you for tuning in to my reaction to the latest chapter of Solo Leveling. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be an entertainer and YouTuber and reactioner? I don't know the correct term for it. It's truly an honor for me to be someone that you guys watch for these reactions to these chapters. I just have to say, thank you. It really is. I really do enjoy doing this. You guys know I love doing this, and I look forward to doing even more of this in the future. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.